The Chicago Bears have just completed 3 roster moves, and we're going to break it down here on Bears Now by Chat Sports. My name is Harrison Graham. We'll react to all of that, and I will inform you on all of these moves and who a couple of these guys are, because you may have not heard of a couple of them. But before we do that, this is why you subscribe. Maybe this is your first time stumbling on this channel. What we do here is we react to the latest Bears news, we comment on big rumors out there, and I give my analysis and opinion on everything surrounding this football team. And guess what? We don't charge a penny. So if you want to join the 102,000 strong and help us get to 103,000, that'd be dope. Hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, give us an opportunity. All right, first roster move, and probably the most notable one, right, at least in the short term, is tight end Stephen Carlson joining the 53-man roster. If you remember last week, Travis Homer was placed on IR, so that opened up a roster spot. They didn't sign anybody before that Colts game, so they went into that game with 52, and now they have filled that spot with Stephen Carlson. And this is a guy that's been around since the start of last offseason. Been around the league a little bit. Has been on the Bears practice squad, was kind of a roster bubble guy this year, did some good things in camp and in the preseason, and now he gets an opportunity on the 53-man roster. I think all 26 of his games played on an active roster have been with the Browns. I'd have to double check, but that's where he was before Chicago. And I do kind of wonder what the significance, if any, there is by this move, because other than Cole Kmet's kind of nice game this week, you've kind of gotten underwhelming play out of your tight ends, which you thought would be a strength of this team. Gerald Everett has not given you much at all. Marcedes Lewis has had a couple of untimely false starts. Khari Blasingame, your fullback, has been injured the last couple of weeks. So I wonder if this is truly just we need to fill that roster spot. Let's just bring up Stephen Carlson as a depth guy. Or do they view him as someone who could get an opportunity to play and give you some production in different roles, decent pass catcher, decent blocker? So I'm intrigued. I don't know what the significance will end up being, but when you elevate someone from the practice squad to actually sign them, I believe you have to keep them on your roster for 3 weeks. So he's going to be around for a little bit here, and that should give him an opportunity to show what he's got. The Bears also replaced Carlson's practice squad spot at tight end with another tight end, Tegan Quitoriano, who has spent the last couple of years with the Texans. I talked to our Texans host about him, and I will pass along what he had to say, plus some of my reaction to what he's done in the past and what he could potentially bring to the table as soon as we talk about our sponsor. Today's show is sponsored by Mando, and listen, I love Mando's wipes here. They're easy to take on the go if you're working out and don't have time to get in a shower before you got to go to work or to a function or whatever the case may be. Use these wipes, lather yourself down, and you're going to protect potentially any bad odors from the sweat that you may have suffered when you worked out or did whatever it was. And Mando has a lot of awesome products that you fellas need to get started with. The whole body deodorant is awesome, and I've been telling you guys about it for a while, and I've been using it for a while. Mando is clinically proven to control odor for 72 hours, safe for the whole body, your pits, yes, your package, fellas, feet, and everywhere in between. It's skin safe. You don't have to be concerned about where you're rubbing yourself down with Mando. It stops odor before it starts, and it's available in 4 cologne quality scents: Bourbon Leather, Mount Fuji, Pro Sport, and Clover Woods. Don't be the smelly guy in your group. Check out Mando's products today, including the starter pack, which comes with the solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, and more. New customers get $5 off with code CHAT at shopmando.com. That is code CHAT at shopmando.com. Check out Mando today. That link is in the comments and the description. And fellas, you don't want to be smelling bad. All right, let's talk Tegan Quitoriano, who is now on the practice squad. Big frame, 6'6", almost 260. And you look at the numbers there, that's what jumped out to me. I'm like, that's like 17 yards per catch. Like, this guy's got some big play upside here. So I talked to Jeremy Chuggs, who you guys have probably seen before on this show. He's a producer here. He also hosts our Texans show. And he was like, yeah, a couple of years ago, had a couple of big games, has some upside, but he's been injured. He's had a couple of injuries over the last few years. Last year, he finished up on IR. This year, he got hurt again in the preseason, so they waived him with an injury settlement. Well, now he appears to be healthy and is on the Bears practice squad. And I think when you sign players to a practice squad, you're looking for one of two things. One, a vet who's played a lot, who you plan to eventually elevate to the active roster, who can help you in the near future. Or two, athletic upside type of guy who maybe could help you down the road. Feels like number two is more of where Quitoriano could fit in. I'm intrigued. I'll be curious to see if this ends up turning into anything. And Ameer Speed definitely fits that second bucket of an athletic upside player who probably won't help you this year, but maybe down the road could. You look at his journey, spent 4 years at Georgia, which I really like. They've had a lot of defensive backs in recent years make it to the NFL and do well, so you know he's gotten good collegiate coaching. Michigan State as well. Typically, it turns out good pros. He was a sixth-round pick for the Patriots, but didn't work out there. They waived him last October. Ends up with the Colts practice squad. Tried to make the roster this year, but got cut earlier this month from the practice squad. And you mentioned that athletic profile, 6'3", 210, 4.34 in the 40. I'm not sure why it hasn't worked out. Maybe the ball skills aren't up to par for NFL level, but that's an athletic body and upside I can work with on a practice squad. Maybe you can develop him into a really good special teams player. Who knows? With good coaching, a lot of things can happen in this league. And say what you want about the Bears coaching staff, John Hoke is an excellent defensive backs coach. So this, I feel like, is the perfect practice squad addition to just bring him into your building, get him into your defensive coaching, and see if it could turn into something down the road. Guys like Jalen Jones and Josh Blackwell, I believe, are on the final year of their UDFA contract, so you never know if he could figure into the fold next season. Be honest with me, Bears fans. Have you ever heard of Ameer Speed or Tegan Quitoriano before today? Type Y for yes, type in for no. It's okay if you haven't. That's what I'm here for, to provide you guys with all of the information, but curious to see if any of you have. Did want to also mention that Aaron Wilson had the full workout list from Tuesday. Tremaine Ankrum, Jake Funk, Tony Jones, Anthony McFarland. It's kind of an interesting one, a running back. Chris Oladokin, Austin Pleasance, and Tegan Quitoriano, who obviously signed, as did Ameer Speed. And this is pretty common practice in the NFL. Tuesdays are off days for the current squad, so that's when teams execute these workouts typically, and they're trying to see if there's diamonds in the rough they could bring in, or if they have injuries pop up at a position, they need to sign a receiver or whatever the case may be. So you're going to see this throughout the season. And obviously, when there's notable workouts and obviously signings, we will break that down for you here on this show. So one of many reasons to subscribe. And other reasons are, hey, we got a lot of stuff coming up. This afternoon, we'll have some injury updates from Hallis Hall. Hopefully, we get a positive note on Keenan Allen. We'll go live tomorrow, as always, 4 o'clock Central. Should have a video up in the morning on Thursday as well. TBD on what that content will be. At some point between now and Sunday, our Bears-Rams preview. And, of course, more videos. We'll probably have a Friday injury report from my house. That's what I've been doing up to this point in the season. So be on top of that. Subscribe. Turn on the notifications. That way you never miss a video here on Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham. We will see you this afternoon. Bear down.